between SacredEmu and GrandNagus. Now this game, I'm not sure what's going to happen in this game. I didn't actually see all of it, but let's have a look. Let's launch in, and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to game number 3 in this best of 5 series for the Australian Open. We are here spectating a couple of gentlemen playing in, it's not Division A, it's also not Group 3 Round 2, so I might have to quickly Alt-Tab and change that very, very quickly. So actually, I can't be bothered. Ignore what's up on the top. That is not correct. They are in a different group. They're definitely not in Division A. Group 1, maybe, I can't remember. Either way, it's match point here for GrandNagus, and let's take the fog of war off, and let's see what we can have a look at in this game. Well, up towards the northeastern corner of the map. What else were we meant to watch? I don't know. I guess I'll be able to answer that question once I watch this game myself. We have playing in the blue, SacredEmu, the man, trailing by 2 points to 0 at this point in time. And his opponent today, oh, he's playing Institutions, by the way. My bad, I forgot that. His opponent playing in the red trunks down toward the southwestern edge of the map as the Aztecs is GrandNagus. Match point for him, match point for GrandNagus, and he has chosen the Aztecs. He has also chosen his home map to be Arabia, which makes me very happy because these maps usually are quite open, quite quick, quite fast, and always fun to spectate and watch. Let's have a look at what GrandNagus' map actually looks like. Well, he has his main goal towards the back of his base on a little bit of a precarious hill. It's going to be quite hard and in fact impossible for him to TC that as well. Unsure whether this is a 4x4, but it most certainly does not look like it. He does have a main wood, or a wood line rather, bit to the back of his base as well, which is all well and good for him. A stone towards the back of his base, as well as another stone as well as another stone out towards the left-hand side of his base, which is, you know, it's kept company by another patch of gold for him, and his final gold well out on the front of his base. And another thing that we have to worry about for Nagus is the fact that he does have this huge basin, or this huge hill rather, this huge ridge line out the front of his base, which if, for example, Emu goes aggressive for once, we can see here he's going to get nice hill bonuses pushing down into the berries of Nagus here. Nagus obviously playing as the Aztecs. Will be interesting to see if he goes for the standard patented meta 5 militia drush and really start to put the damage on the early economy of SacredEmu. Now let's have a look at his map. Well, his main gold is right at the front of his base, and a little bit unfortunate for him as it is nestled in amongst his wood line that he has chosen to take. So full saturation on this gold, not going to be such. Emu went aggressive last game. I can't even remember the last game anymore. It wasn't Oasis. Was it the Arena? Oh yeah, he did. He tried to go aggressive and then he completely failed, unfortunately for him. And like I said, full saturation on this gold here, not going to be happening for him. Stones out towards the left-hand side as well as in the back for Emu, and the extra gold piles for him. One well out on the front of his base, sitting at the top of this, sitting on this plateau out the front here. Really nasty hill for him as well, by the way, to contend with for the similar reasons that I mentioned for Nagus' base. And the final gold for our blue player SacredEmu out here towards the front of his base as well. Now, what are we going to be seeing from the Teuton player? Well, they've got a few options they can go for. They do get fully upgraded scouts in the feudal age. Arena Oasis Decentering last series. Oh, yes. Yeah, so like I said, Teutons can go for a fully upgraded scouts in the feudal age if they want to. It's going to be made a little bit harder now that Nagus is laming a couple of sheep here. They can also go for a drush, obviously being a very infantry-oriented civ. The Teutons can do quite a nice drush, and a drush might actually be a good idea considering his opponent here is the Aztecs, who are more often than not going to go for a drush as well. We'll have to wait and see what Emu does decide to go for here as he sends a... Oh, is Nega's going to be nice as he's going to send the... Oh, he is. He's going to start sending the sheep back. Now, of course, the Teutons do have a decent trush as well. If Octagonal is still in the chat, he might be getting a little bit hyped to see that the blue Teutonic player here sending one villager out to stone, indicative perhaps of a trush, or maybe he just wants to go for a fast castle and get an absolutely huge boom going. Now, normally when the Aztecs want to go for a drush fast castle, they want to wall up to keep themselves nice and safe as they head on up to the castle age. This map not really wallable though. for Nagus at all. You can see the front is extremely open and exposed, and potentially could keep his economy safe by funneling towards the town centre there, and as he's doing across the front of his base here with his buildings. But that still poses the question, how the hell is he going to wall up the back? And I suppose some elaborate wall-offs could come up at the back of his base there. We don't actually see a drush. We don't see a drush yet. 7.5 minutes time having been gone, or having already gone by here, and we don't see any drush. What we do see from Nagus is a villager being sent forwards to meet up with his eagle warrior. Now, what is his scouting like of his opponent's base? Has he decided that he wants to go for a trush? Maybe he wants to start. Holy crap. Well, that's aggressive. He doesn't actually. Jesus Christ. Whoa. This is quite interesting to see as well. So GrandNagus actually is going to be going for a very aggressive gameplay here, and this is actually quite surprising. We've seen in the previous games, the arena one for example, that he is quite an aggressive player. That's an interesting mining camp placement for Emu, but we're not going to focus too much on that. Has Emu scouted it out? Well, yeah, he has scouted out the fact that the barracks is coming up now, and he's pulling all of his villagers off the stone mining, well, except one villager, pulling many villagers off the stone mine here, and this forward aggression, this extremely ballsy, risky, probably a little bit speculative forward barracks here from GrandNagus is going to be denied for the time being. I'm not sure if it's going to be denied inevitably or irrevocably, but for the time being it is indeed. Well, it's been deleted, and Nagus of course can still put it up back here because the villagers, the scout here from his opponent SacredEmu, did not go ahead and take down the villager, meaning the villager still free to go ahead and build the barracks. And now the reinforced distance for these militia is going to be extremely short. Maybe Nagus is thinking, hey, I've got the advantage over my opponent. If I go really aggressive, then I should be able to finish this game nice and quickly. Well, Emu has other plans rather. He's clicking up now to the feudal age, going up on a huge 18 villages as the Teuton. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, I mean, we already know exactly what he's going for. He's got a lot of stone incoming, and whether he wants to go forward in trush, using the fact that the Teutons can fit extra villages inside of the towers, or whether he wants to tower up his own base to keep himself nice and safe, only time will show. Of course, this area of his economy here, this area of his base, is going to be very important for him to try and lock down. Yes, because this is the first time I see Arabia in this tournament. There have been quite a few Arabia picks, for example, from some of the Division A players. I've gone ahead and chosen Arabia quite often. And for those games, feel free to check out my YouTube channel where they're going to be casted to, or uploaded to, very soon, hopefully. So again, we can see the feudal age upgrade nearly coming in for SacredEmu as the drush, the militia, start popping out free and fast from the barracks here. He's going for more than 5 militia. He's going for a 6 militia drush as Emu decides to go aggressive and start sending his 5 villagers forward to start building towers in his opponent's economy. What is Nagus going to do about it? He knows that the villagers are on stone, so he should be expecting a bit of a trush. He doesn't know that these villagers have actually gone forward, and indeed, there they go. Let's switch over to Emu's point of view as he starts getting battered down by a woo, and this will be one villager pick straight away from the... Oh, there's only 5 militia. Where's the 6? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. There's only 5 militia. Oh, there's one there. He's not doing anything. So this is going to be one villager pick, which is quite devastating for SacredEmu at this stage in the game. Obviously, he's only gone up to the feudal age on 18 villagers. Meaning now he's only on 17 villages, so an already weak economy is made even weaker by that fact. Now here we go, the villagers coming forward, still not dealing with this wolf, just still letting him get a couple of hits on this villager. Maybe he's going to be going down very soon, but at the same time towering up inside his base to try and keep himself nice and safe from these pesky 6. Well, 5, okay, actually 7 militia that are coming in from GrandNagus. He is going to be able to at least delay this watchtower here, and even once this watchtower goes up, he is going to be able to take it down pretty easily, or at least he would have been able to had the other hopping watchtower not been placed up further back inside his economy. And here we go. This watchtower already on fire under the pressure coming in from these extreme amounts of militia for the time being. Now, does Nagus actually see these villagers coming forward? Well, no, he does not. He's about to find out once the tower starts coming up on the wood line, or rather on the gold mine here for GrandNagus. Now, if we switch over to his point of view, does he have any idea that this is incoming? Well, no, he doesn't. Just outside of his line of sight is that tower coming up for holy crap, for SacredEmu, and a little bit of BM, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of trolling potentially coming in for Nagus here, as he has gone now for a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 militia with even more having been created. But now Nagus is aware that, hey, there's a watchtower up on my gold. Maybe I should do something about this. He can, of course, evacuate and move his gold mining operation out to the left-hand side of his base. But for the time being, he's sitting on a pretty amount of gold, and he should be able to beat back that one tower that his opponent's put up inside his base. But in saying that, it looks like he's going to move out and start taking this gold out to the left-hand side of his base anyway. As the same thing can be said for Emu here, as he starts moving to another stone mine, moving around the economy here of GrandNagus, and a tower here on Nagus's woodline would be pretty strong right now, owing to the fact that Nagus doesn't actually have a secondary woodline. He has not split his lumber. Instead, Emu bringing himself around and potentially looking to punch a hole through these palisade walls, which are quickly being erected to try by Nagus to try and keep Emu out. Now again, Emu still going ahead and mining more and more stone. 144 stone, enough for another castle, while Nagus's army stands idly by as he clicks on up, or as he advances on up to the feudal age. If we switch back over to his point of view, what are his resources looking like? Well, they're not quite looking like they need to be, they're not quite looking like what they need to be to be able to do a Drush fast castle, owing to the fact that he has gone a little bit overboard with his 12 militia here, and of course delaying his feudal age and subsequent upgrade to the castle age as well. Although in saying that, the Aztec economy is absolutely huge. Haha, he said erect. Did I say erect or erected? I don't know. Either way, it is a funny word to say. Now, of course, SacredEmu going ahead and house walling in behind his palisades, with another palisade wall coming up here as well, just to try and keep these militia at bay. Second watchtower coming up on the main gold here from GrandNagus. Now into the feudal age he goes. What is he going to do? I hope to see man-at-arms. Okay, that's not what I was going to say. I was thinking go up to the castle age, drop down a market and an archery range or something like that. Get yourself up to the castle age, get down a siege workshop, start taking down these towers and push back out and really put the pressure on your opponent. Keep the foot on the throat, as the saying goes, and then you'll probably be able to take this victory quite quickly. Instead, Nagus going ahead and upgrading the man-at-arms, trying desperately to get into the get through the palisade walls. Not enough men-at-arms. More, please. Well, he still only has 12 men-at-arms, unfortunately, but he is on the stone mining operation of his opponent. Although that house, oh, okay, the house and the mining camp are connected, as is this palisade wall. So the men-at-arms still trying valiantly to be able to bust in here and start taking down these villagers inside this stone mining, or inside the. I guess this is a zoo now, really, isn't it? It's like a pen. It's like a zoo. Oh no! One militia, one man-at-arms rather, going down. Another one taking a back full of, or an arrow full to the back of his head. Wheelbarrow coming in for Nagus now as well, as he throws up an archery range out the front of his base. Really nice location for him. Getting a little bit of map presence out on the top of this hill. Not that he really needs it. 30 man-at-arms to take down a town centre. Well, who knows? Of course, he would have to contend with the fact that there are watchtowers up in his base, or in his opponent's base as well. Now, please continue to take down these palisades and this mining camp. Pretty please. It's a zoo where we can go to watch emus play. Yes, exactly. So now at least Emu has found some gold that he can go ahead and take, and I believe that this is the famous octagonal dick mining camp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hotkey it for number 1, and we are going to watch it as the game goes on. I think this is the mining camp that Octagonal was watching when he was so so professionally casting these games. If Emu walled them in and made another tower, I would laugh. I'm not sure whether laughter would be the thing that we should be going for, but apparently Nagus thinks, no, let's not laugh. Let's go ahead and chuck up another barracks inside the economy here of my opponent. Another 2 barracks, in fact. So maybe he is answering the requests. He was watching the red one next to that. Damn, so I have to go back. And okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's hotkey this bad boy instead. Did I hotkey it? Oh, yes, I did hotkey it. Fantastic. Let's watch that one there as it starts getting whittled down. HP by HP, keeping it updated on its health status. I'll be checking back intermittently throughout the game just to pay homage to Octagonal Dick. Anyway, we can see 2 extra barracks coming up inside the economy, or just outside the economy rather, of SacredEmu here, and maybe the prayers of the chat have been answered, and we're going to see how many men-at-arms it does take to take down a town centre. Of course, no blacksmith yet. having been thrown up. Oh no, there's the blacksmith there, and a market to boot for GrandNagus. Looks like he is going to be going. If he wants to take on Towers and TC, he needs to get castle for +2 defense. Then it's all over. Yeah, exactly. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. Maybe he just wants to stick with the +1 defense that we can see for scale mail armor coming in now as well. We can see 16 man-at-arms now being queued up and created for GrandNagus. Scale mail armor coming in and a market to boot. Looking like he wants to try and kick it in the feudal age. Maybe he wants to get up to the castle age, but at the same time, he's sitting on 21 food. I don't think the castle age is a very big priority for him at the time being. And indeed, buying a bit of food and going ahead and continuing his dominance inside of his opponent's base. Isn't this over yet? Collateral? No, it is not. Or do you mean the game? Well, I think we can all sort of agree that he is definitely Emu's in a bit of a predicament here. He's getting blacksmith up, no doubt, to get the fletching on those all important towers, which he is continuing to place up just outside of his opponent's economy and paying homage to Octagonal Dick. We can see that there is 214 HP left on that mining camp. How many men-at-arms? Well, there are 21 men-at-arms. Has the +1 attack been done? Well, no, they have not. Do we see fletching coming in yet for SacredEmu? Well, no, we do not, based on the fact that he's... Holy crap, he has a lot of resources. That's a very, very efficient farm that SacredEmu has here at the moment. Recorded, I meant that SacredEmu got conned. Maybe. Well, I mean, here we go. So in come the man-at-arms now from GrandNagus. Anything else interesting going on? Well, no, there's still more towers back at home for GrandNagus, so he's not really too worried about that at all. Instead, he's going to be more focused on the fact that he wants to see, can he take down these 2 towers? Can he take down the town center, or 3 towers rather? Can he take down the town center with the meager amount of men-at-arms that he has? Well, he's on 20 men-at-arms, and they are starting to steadily drop as well. Forging now coming in for GrandNagus, and a couple of men-at-arms still going down, but these watchtowers are on fire! And there goes one watchtower, another watchtower on 2 low HP. No, it's not an efficient farm. It's not an inefficient farm. It is definitely a... It's not an inefficient farm. It's an efficient farm. Shark, you have no idea what you are talking about. I'm sorry. I think I know Nagus just a little bit better. Not Nagus, sorry. I think I know farms just a little bit better. Look at the cool mod that I have. I definitely know what's going on. And Nagus is back in the chat as well. So Nagus, what do you reckon, mate? Do you think that your 13 men-at-arms so far are enough to be able to take down a town centre? I think you're lagging, sir. Is it me? What? Well, they're both from Australia, so they're... Oh, wait, sorry, no. Nagus is from Australia, Emu is from New Zealand. So it is definitely... it's definitely Nagus that is lagging. Since he is, he's from Australia, it's almost certain. Second archery range now coming up for Nagus as well. I don't think this is part of the deal. I don't think this was part of the agreement. He's not allowed to switch into archers at all. That's cheating. We want to see how many men-at-arms it takes to take down a town centre. You have 3 barracks forward. Make the men-at-arms and stop pissing around. No, oh, that's Emu. Okay, Emu's allowed to go to the castle age. And now Nagus comes forward with a tower. He looks like he's sick and tired of being trushed. He wants to trush himself. And for those that are interested, we have a 110 HP mining camp back at Nagus's base. Now, Nagus is going forward with a bit of aggression, but at the same time, Emu is bringing out his pro strats, and he's thinking, hey, you can come and chase these villagers all day so long as your army is not inside my base. And Nagus thinking, no, I'm not that silly. I was not born yesterday. Enough of that shit. Let's go back and bring my 15 men-at-arms back into your base and see what damage I can do. At the moment, 44 villagers to 19. I would almost say that means that Nagus has a pretty definitive advantage when it comes to the economy. You need 18 men-at-arms to take down a town centre, apparently. Well, Nagus has 17. Is that going to be enough? Well, we don't know. Unfortunately, this watchtower here for the choosing player, SacredEmu, is back up, and all that effort that Nagus did to get that town centre or that tower down has just been completely undone by the cheekiness coming out from the... Holy crap! He's got a little farming eco out here to the left as well. Does GrandNagus? But we can see both players up to the castle age now. SacredEmu going up on... actually almost the same amount of villages that he had going up to the feudal age. So that's always an interesting thing to see. Nagus not really going ahead and attacking this tower. Oh, it's out of range. Well, that sucks. Well, he's denied this tower here at the very least, and his 18 man-at-arms. Apparently 18 man-at-arms is the amount you need to take down town centre, so I don't know where the hell Nagus is bringing them. Oh, he's just making sure there's no gold being taken, doing a little bit of scouting. Scouting, very important in this game. Now's the perfect time, Nagus, to go in and start taking down this town centre, seeing as though all the villagers from Emu are being sent out to the right-hand side of his base to start taking wood out there. But could not be correct in this game. Oh, it might not be correct in the game, but either way, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, what is Emu going to do upon having reached the castle age? For those, again, that are interested, 27 HP. I think we might just watch the mining camp go down a little bit. Actually, let's not do that. GrandNagus going for the crossbow upgrade. Doesn't really needs it. It doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. Let's go back and watch the watch. No, it's still got 15 HP. Fine, we'll come back in just a little bit of time. Again, the crossbow upgrade. Nagus doesn't even have fletching, doesn't have the bodkin arrow upgrades or anything like that. So these crossbows not really going to be able to do a heck of a lot of damage. But here we go. Let's count down. It's like counting down to New Year's. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and GG mining camp. It lived a long, illustrious life. 1.5k food for GrandNagus. He can afford to spam a lot of food-based units. Like Man-at-Arms, for example. I don't know why he's not going for the defensive upgrades on these guys. He should be scouting... Holy shit. He should be scouting Emu's base as well. This game is just the beginning. Holy crap. It's starting to get very, very tedious to watch. But we can finally see the fletching coming in for GrandNagus as Emu decides that he's going to provide a bit of defense for his base here by funneling walls, by building funneling walls in towards this town centre. Nagus going ahead, grabbing out a couple of battering rams to take down these pesky watchtowers inside of his base. But it's too little too late, GrandNagus. Your mining camp has already been destroyed by these pesky watchtowers, so it's too little too late, and this mining camp will not be able to be replaced at all. Wall stone to TC instead of walling stone to houses further north. You can't question, don't question the might that is SacredEmu. He is sitting pretty on 18 villages, the same amount of villages that he had upon advancing into the feudal age. Nagus looks like he's going to be going for a wolf rush up here toward the western sort of area of the map, but he's walking the wrong way. He needs to bring them this way into the stone mining, or the stone mining operation for his opponent, Emu here. Now, of course, holy crap, Emu, Jesus. More villagers going down here for Emu as well. 17 villages, 16 villages for Emu. To everyone watching, I'm sorry it took so long. I am one of those people that are watching, and inadvertently, it seems, Emu has actually walled himself into this little alcove, this little forest down here toward the south of Nagus's map. And that is obviously all part of the plan. And Nagus is going to bring a villager over. What's he going to do? Please put down a watchtower. That would be fantastic to see. If you check, you don't have the stone, you scrub. But at the same time, it could be quite funny to see these villagers just get picked off by the crossbows that are now moving around. That's a watchtower. Did you just buy stone? He bought stone so he could put down a watchtower to take down these villagers. Oh my good god, that's hilarious. Okay, what else have we got going on? Well, we've got 16 villagers still for SacredEmu, who is now moving his villagers a mass expedition of half of the economy back at his base as well. Line of sight clearly shows they are not there at that stage. I don't know what we're talking about. There's too many discussions going on in the chat. Ironcasting coming in and then being deleted, instead opting to go for chain mail armor. Just delete your vills, spare them this horrible fate. I feel like this horrible fate is about to befall these villagers at the very least sometime soon, as Nagus brings his crossbows around. Now they have bodkin arrow, so he's getting those all-important upgrades. We can see now the watchtower up, forcing the villagers back into the waiting arms, the loving arms of these crossbows here from GrandNagus. But it's okay, because SacredEmu has another trick up his sleeve. He has another trump card, and that is this exodus of 7 villages, I can't actually count, and he's going to start bringing them down. And he's going to, I can only imagine, after having watched Emu play a couple of games, he's going to throw down about 50 town centres, should he get the opportunity to, down in the southern part of the map here. Unfortunately, these 3 villages here did get picked off mercilessly by the by those crossbows there from GrandNagus. He's still got 4 villagers back at home mining stone, and he has, those are sheep, those are not villagers. He has 7 villagers here walking down towards the south of the map where a new town centre is coming up. They do believe that, oh, woo, fucking woo, here we go. Can we please get some T90 woos in the chat? We've got to have some, holy shit, 2 villagers going down to a wolf. God, someone's got to be sub to T90. Let's make him proud. Let's start getting those going in the chat. Emu looking at 12 villagers. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's going to be pretty difficult for him to be able to pull this one back. But pull it back he might be able to. The man-at-arms here just admiring the handiwork that once was these funneling walls from SacredEmu. But Emu's reactions are very much on point as he brings his in-harm villagers out of harm's way. An extra town centre again coming up at the bottom of the map. And let's not forget that... Oh, okay, there's a second town centre coming up for Nagus now. And a third town centre, my mistake. 3 town centres up for Nagus. I thought that the town centre count might have been in favour of Emu now, but no, Nagus is playing a bit of a try-hard mood, and he's going ahead and chucking up his third town centre. Very forward, very aggressive forward town centre we can see there from Nagus. And unfortunately for him, he's throwing up another Siege Workshop on the front as well. Rip 2 vills indeed. 38 minutes into the game, and Emu is actually sitting on the less amount of villages than he had once he was advancing to both the Feudal Age and the Castle Age. This forward Siege Workshop is really going to be able to put a lot of pressure, a lot of necessary pressure on the town centre and on the towers that are so far the only protection that Emu is actually putting forward inside of his base. Where are these villagers going? Well, of course, in true SacredEmu fashion, the stone mining villages that were mining stone have now vacated the area, and he's gone ahead and chucked up another town centre out on the left-hand side of his economy, so it's going to be 3 town centres apiece. And I can only hope that the 65 villages to 13 are going to, this villager deficit is going to be slowly but surely closed up for Emu here. It's a good thing he found those sheep, because now he can take that free food. Being a Kiwi, he definitely respects and understands the importance of sheep. And now GrandNagus moving around to the stone mining here of SacredEmu and saying, hey, he's not actually there anymore. Where the hell has he gone? Well, Nagus, my friend, he has actually moved out to the left-hand side where your Eagle Warriors cannot find him, where your where your man-at-arms cannot reach him, and he is going to boom his way back into the game with this secret town centre to the north, as well as the secret town centre down to the south. Now, no one really cares how many man-at-arms it takes. No one really cares how many men-at-arms how many rams it takes to take down a town centre. That's not the fun thing here, Nagus. We don't want to see this. We wanted to see men-at-arms. Yeah, this is actually round 2. It's not Group 3. It's not Division A, so ignore what's going on up here, unfortunately. But we can see this town centre now is going to be going down. Nagus, it looks like he's trying to out-micro. Jesus Christ, he's trying to out-micro the tower. What a try! Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, so Nagus has taken down one of the town centres here for for SacredEmu, and he's just showing us that, you know, he's not just a pretty face. He doesn't just have a fantastic economy balance. He doesn't have a fantastic feel for his economy. He can also micro like an absolute beast, splitting and ducking and dipping and diving and dodging and watching out for all of those arrow shots from that tower in the economy there from SacredEmu. Emu unfortunately back down on only on 13 villagers still, even though he's had 2 TCs up for a while. 2 extra TCs, of course. He hasn't had the food eco to be able to go ahead and make any more villagers. Nagus, on the other hand, booming pretty, sitting pretty on 86 villagers, having thrown up 3 town centres, and it looks like he is going to be booming his little butt off. Unfortunately, all he needs to do is not boom. He just needs to find these 13 villagers from his opponent and start whittling away at what somehow still remains of what still remains of SacredEmu's economy. Now, what else can we see? Again, we can see nothing. 14 villagers, though. We have seen the 14th villager now come out from SacredEmu, and could this spell the turning point? Obviously, the cheaper Teutonic farms really starting to kick into overdrive and help this out as well. I think Clive Palmer is yelling in the square next to my building. That's Fantastic, Nagus. That's what we all really wanted to know. We don't want to know what your thought processes are in this game at all. We wanted to know what the hell your neighbor was yelling in the background to this game. Thank you very much for the enlightening detail. We can see 15 villages now for SacredEmu, so he's clawing his way back in, whereas Nagus is nearly sitting pretty on 100. What I really want to know, Nagus, is why the hell you have not clicked up to the Imperial Age yet. You don't really need to be going this hard on the boom at all, or at least use your Eagle Warriors to scout where Emu is currently locating his base. I'm versus Noodle on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daily Time, I guess it is. But the crossbows here from GrandNagus has now found the southernmost town centre of his opponent, and just like that, the two villages going down, and 13 villages. Oh my goodness, bore the enemy into resigning. To be fair, that would have worked against me, I think. Nagus buying 300 stone. Is he wanting to do a castle? Please don't tell me you're putting up another town centre, for the love of everything that is good in this world. If you are putting up another town centre, we cannot be for fuck's sake, Nagus. You don't need an... Okay. Oh, map control. I like his thought processes. Nagus is chucking up another town centre, literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, this doesn't cover any resources at all, but maybe he just wants to go for a bit more of a boom. He knows the Aztecs need a big economy. Oh, look, he's throwing up even another town centre. Interesting plays, and now that Nagus knows the location of the southernmost town centre, he is going to go ahead, Emu is going to go ahead and vacate this area now. And he's probably going to go straight through the economy of Nagus. Oh no, he's just going to go back here instead. His opponent's Vubli then. Is it? Of course, I hope the Vubli crash not save game and exit. Now, Emu is thinking, you know what's going to get me back into this game? It's not villages, it's not army, it's just a lot of gold. If I can go for the war of attrition and really starve my opponent of all the gold that he has, even though I only have 17 villages at this time, and he's on 110. I'm still going to be able to I'm still going to be able to win this game. Nagus finally advancing to the Imperial Age. I can only hope like hell that a castle is on his mind such that he can go ahead and get spies as well. Throwing up another town centre out here to the western sort of area of SacredEmu's base is Nagus. Does he realise there's a town centre there? Well, he does. Why are there so... So you guys have heard of a trush, right? Well, in this case, the T doesn't stand for tower, it stands for town centre, so it's like a crush or something like that. Now, Emu, recognizing danger, he's like an animal in the midst of an earthquake or a volcano. He is getting his villagers out of the way as he smells the danger coming in. One of his town centres being brutally taken down. Do we see any other extra town centres coming up for Emu for the time being? Well, no, we do not. This barracks, unfortunately, being denied by the big bully that is our player in the red, GrandNagus, as another town centre comes up. Oh my god, for Nagus as well. So Nagus up to the Imperial Age. Now, what is Emu doing? Is he going to start hiding himself in the edge of the map? Is he going to throw up another town centre? Well, that's not happening just yet. Only 2k gold, quite cheap. Only 2k gold indeed. Now, what do we have? Well, the 6 villages here from Emu just seem to be thinking about where they're going to be placing down their town centre. Obviously, it's a very important decision for the time being. You don't want to place your town centre willy-nilly. Ask any nomad player how important the location of your town centres is. And Emu obviously taking the advice of all those great, huge-ass birds that have come before him and played Age of Empires, and going ahead and looking for the best place to put up a new town centre and start rebuilding his economy. Unfortunately for him, he is going to run headlong into this man-at-arms from GrandNagus, and he realizes that he's run headlong into it, and he's duck-stepping, he's goose-stepping, he's whatever the hell it's called, and Nagus is also on point. It's almost as if you can't slip anything past GrandNagus as he goes ahead and starts chasing down his opponent. Is he going to garrison inside this town centre? Well, no, he's not. He's going to let these villages from Emu just run through scot-free. The same cannot be said down to the south of the map, where these villages are getting whittled away and brutally murdered by the crossbows and tower from GrandNagus, and that brings the villager count down to 8 for our player in the blue, SacredEmu, and a lot of those villagers now are being hunted down, so they're being hunted down as well. 3 villagers left out here on the left-hand side, 2 villagers as one goes down, 6 villagers left in total. Could this be a defeat for our player in the blue, SacredEmu? Well, it's looking very imminent, although this is nice. This is what we want to see. We want to see the harmoniousness that we can see down here in the south of the map, where one of the villages here from Emu is just chilling in amongst the rams from GrandNagus. But with the fact that he is now on 6 villages, Emu decides it's probably over. I don't think I can boom myself back into this. I am fantastic at booming. I'm great at chucking up extra TCs, but even I can't come back from this deficit. So he calls it GG. As the sun sets on this best of 5 series between SacredEmu and GrandNagus. Nagus taking the set of games 3-0. So well played to him. He's in the chat, so everyone give him a virtual pat on the back. Let's